I need you to listen carefully because what I'm about to share is something most people ignore, dismiss, or misunderstand completely. Your dreams are not random. I know that might sound intense, but I'm not speaking from imagination. I'm speaking from experience, from a time in my life when I was deeply involved in the occult, where dreams were not just observed, they were studied, influenced, and in some cases, targeted. I remember being taught that the dream state is one of the most vulnerable and open dimensions of a person's life, not physically, but spiritually. Because when your body is resting, your guard is lowered, your logical mind is quiet, and your spirit becomes more receptive than you realize. That's why so much can happen there. I've seen people receive clarity in dreams that changed their entire direction. I've also seen confusion planted in dreams that caused delay, fear, and wrong decisions for weeks, even months. And the dangerous part is this: most people wake up and brush it off. They say, it was just a dream. But what if it wasn't? What if that repeated dream you keep having is actually a message? What if that warning you felt but ignored was meant to protect you? What if the patterns you see at night are revealing something happening in the spirit? I used to be part of systems that relied on one simple truth. If a person doesn't understand their dreams, they won't discern what's influencing them. And that lack of discernment creates vulnerability. But everything changed when I came out of that world and began to understand how God also speaks clearly, intentionally, and with purpose, even through dreams. So today, I'm not here to create fear. I'm here to give you clarity. Because once you learn how to discern your dreams properly, you stop being confused by them and you start being guided through them. Dreams are not just random images your brain creates. They are a form of communication. The question is not whether dreams mean something. The question is, who is speaking through them? Because in the spiritual realm, communication doesn't always happen the way we expect. It's not always loud. It's not always direct. Sometimes it's symbolic. Sometimes it's layered. Sometimes it requires attention. And that's why so many people miss it. When I was on the other side, we understood that dreams were one of the easiest ways to influence someone without resistance. Why? Because people rarely question what happens in their sleep. If someone wakes up feeling fear, heaviness, or confusion, they carry it into their day without even realizing where it came from. But I've also seen how God uses dreams in a completely different way. God doesn't bring confusion, He brings clarity. He doesn't bring fear, He brings warning with purpose. He doesn't leave you lost, He leaves you with direction. But here's the key: you must learn to discern the difference. Not every dream is from God. Not every dream is an attack. Some dreams are simply your mind processing what you've experienced. But some carry weight. And when a dream carries weight, you feel it. It lingers. It repeats. It speaks without words. That's when you need to pay attention. Let me make this practical for you. There are specific signs that a dream is not just random and maybe from God. First, there is clarity, even if the dream is symbolic. You may not understand every detail, but you wake up with a sense that it meant something. Second, there is consistency. God often repeats messages when something is important. If you're seeing the same theme, the same warning, or the same situation over and over again, don't ignore it. Third, there is peace, even in correction. This is important. Not every message from God will feel comfortable. Sometimes He corrects, sometimes He warns. But even in that, there is a strange sense of peace, not panic. When I was in occult practices, fear was often used as a tool. Confusion was used as a tool. But God doesn't operate like that. So if a dream leaves you overwhelmed with fear, anxiety, or chaos, it's something you need to bring into prayer immediately. But if a dream causes you to reflect, to adjust, or to become aware, that's different. That's guidance. Here's where many people go wrong. They either ignore their dreams completely, or they overreact to every single one. Both are dangerous. Ignoring dreams can cause you to miss warnings, direction, or confirmation that God is trying to give you. But overreacting can lead to confusion, fear, and wrong interpretation. When I was in the occult, one of the strategies used was to create noise, too many signals, too much confusion, so a person couldn't tell what was real. And that same pattern still affects people today. So what's the balance? Discernment, not fear, not obsession, discernment. If a dream stands out, take it seriously, but don't jump to conclusions. Write it down, reflect on it, pray about it, ask for clarity. Because God is not trying to confuse you, He's trying to guide you. What you do after the dream matters just as much as the dream itself. If you ignore it, you lose the opportunity to respond. If you panic, you respond emotionally instead of spiritually. So here's what you should do. First, write it down immediately. Details fade quickly, and sometimes the smallest detail carries the biggest meaning. Second, pray for understanding. Not assumption, understanding. Ask God directly. Is this from you? And what does it mean? Third, check for alignment. If a dream is truly from God, it will align with truth, not contradict it. And finally, respond if necessary. If the dream is a warning, take action. If it's direction, follow it. If it's confirmation, move forward with confidence, because revelation without response leads to delay. Siep tia 6 fenel tia utech, yo you are, diams are, and I invite it all. Let me leave you with this. Your dreams are not random interruptions. They are invitations. Invitations to pay attention. Invitations to grow. Invitations to become more spiritually aware. I lived in a world where dreams were used as access points. where influence was subtle, quiet, and often unnoticed. But now I understand something greater. God also uses those same moments not to control you, but to guide you. The difference is He requires your attention. So don't ignore what happens when you sleep. Don't dismiss it. Don't fear it. Discern it. Because the moment you start understanding your dreams is the moment you start recognizing the voice that's been speaking to you all along.